From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy. Residents in Ottawa are still reeling after a mass stabbing that killed a mother, her 4 young children, and a family friend.
Neighbors and community members brought candles, flowers, and teddy bears as they gathered yesterday evening in a small park in a suburban street for a vigil. 35-year-old Darshani Ekenyake was killed the night before, along with her 7-year-old son and 3 daughters, aged 4, 2, and 2.5 months. A 40-year-old family member was also killed. The father survived and remains in hospital. A 19-year-old international student from Sri Lanka who lived with the family faces 6 charges of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press.
The body of a teenager from Quebec who died while swimming off the Florida coast has been recovered. Local police say 17-year-old William Zhang never returned to shore with his swim team as the group was visiting the state for a camp. They say they got the initial call on Wednesday, adding that the body was pulled from the Gulf of Mexico later that afternoon. Investigators say the boy's death does not appear to be suspicious, and the probe will continue. The month of March is Women's History Month, and today marks International Women's Day. It's a time to highlight contributions that women have made to society. Toy maker Mattel is getting in on the action too, releasing the company's new doll collection of role models.
In a year where Barbie made a comeback and ruled the big screen, Mattel is keeping her image timely and relevant with its latest Barbie Role Models collection. Actress Helen Mirren, the narrator of the Barbie movie, is getting her own Barbie doll.
Yes, Barbie changed everything.
Part of the celebration for International Women's Day and Barbie's 65th birthday. Another Barbie doll role model will honor award-winning actress Viola Davis, along with new Barbies in the likeness of singers Shania Twain and Kylie Minogue. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Regina's mayor says she plans to run again when the next municipal election comes around. Sandra Masters says she's not quite done yet, making her announcement after the State of the City address on Thursday. Masters says she's seeking a second term after it was discussed within her inner circle, but she'd initially planned to announce it later in the year. The city's next election is scheduled for November 13th this year. U.S. President Joe Biden's defiant argument for a second term was laid bare in his State of the Union speech, taking shots at Donald Trump for attempting to seek a second term as president. Biden fired multiple insults at Trump without ever mentioning him by name, raising his voice repeatedly as he worked to quell voter concerns about his age and job performance. He goaded Republicans over their policies on immigration, taxes, and more, invited a call-and-response banter with fellow Democrats, and seemed to relish in the fight. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the NHL trade deadline day is here. It was already quite a bit of action with the Colorado Avalanche, Edmonton Oilers, and Toronto Maple Leafs making moves, but the Carolina Hurricanes made the biggest splash late last night by acquiring star forward Jake Gensel from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Toronto looks to extend its winning streak to 9 games tonight when it hosts league-best Montreal in Professional Women's Hockey League. Toronto's won 9 of the last 10 games, recently coming off a 3-1 home win over Boston on Wednesday, and they just sit back 3 points of Montreal, which topped New York 4-3 on Wednesday. The Raptors are off today following a 120-113 loss to the Phoenix Suns last night in the NBA. It was the start of a 4-game road trip for the Raptors, who will visit the Portland Trailblazers tomorrow. Gary Trent Jr. led Toronto with 30 points, while Emmanuel Quickley had 21 and 18 assists last night. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.